Can anybody guess what we're getting ready to do? Stay tuned.
Hi, welcome back to 2O Pros Homestead. We're going to do something a little different today and something kind of special. I made this for when we went to back to the land festival, and everybody was going kind of crazy over it, so I figured I'd do a video on actually how it's made. Now, you got to start with the pork belly. It can be 2 to 5 pounds, depending on how you want it. Then you take it and cut it up in chunks. Now, a lot of people know you take your pork belly and get good old bacon out of it. But if you don't have the extra to really make bacon, or you've got enough bacon already, you can make this special treat, which is called pork belly candy. And it's actually fairly good. Now what you do, you take your pork belly and you cut it into 1-inch cubes. Now, unfortunately, we had one of our pigs processed, and I told them I wanted it in 2-pound cubes. Well,
2-pound chunks.
Yeah, 2-pound chunks. So unfortunately, they cut everything up already instead of leaving it in a big slab like it's supposed to be. So this is kind of what we wound up with. It's already been cut, which I really wish it would have been done a little bit differently.
This is why we don't want to take our hogs to be processed anywhere else anymore.
But this here is going to be approximately 4 pounds. Because when I told them I wanted it, I told them in 2-pound cubes, and this is what we got back. But we've had to figure out something to do with this pork belly, because obviously there's no way you can make bacon out of this. And I've come up with different ideas and different ways to make bacon, curing it and everything else. But these chunks, I was kind of at a loss for what to do with it. And I did some researching, and I figured that why not try to make some sort of like a pork belly candy or something like that. So I come up with this idea, and I gave it a shot. And the first time we did it, we did some in the crock pot, or excuse me, in our air fryer. Now the ones we took back to the land festival, I actually cooked it on the smoker, which is a whole lot better. So anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to take your belly and you're going to cut it into 1-inch cubes. Kind of come up with something like this. You can leave or take off as much fat as you want. To me, fat's where the flavor's at. Then you're going to take some sort of rub, and I'm using Traeger's. Of course, I have a Traeger outside smoker. It's apple and honey rub. You're going to open it up, and you're just going to pause it for a minute.
Go.
But you're going to take your rub, like I said, I'm using apple honey rub, and you're just going to pour it in there as much as you can. And of course, it's kind of compacted because it's like a real sweet type of rub. You don't want to use all of it because we'll be using this again here at the end.
But do you end up using the whole can for the recipe?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
In fact, I think I still got a little bit in there from the last one. Then you're just going to take this rub and just kind of turn your pork over in it, and try to coat all your sides. Get it good and coated. And I've already got the smoker set up outside, because you have to, or it takes a little bit longer. But as you can see, it's got this beautiful It's got this beautiful color to it, which is actually fairly good.
So, do they have to use
Traeger
rub?
No, you do not have to use. You can use any kind of rub you want. Just whatever you have on hand or whatever. But I was thinking, I want a little bit of a sweeter taste, because I'm like, apple candy gum. belly candy. And like I said, I found this apple honey mixture, and it turned out it's a really good rub. Which there's more to it, which we'll get to it later on, towards the end when it's all pretty time to go. While this is cooking, I'm going to take some apple juice, which is right here. I got a little squirt bottle here that I got from my Blackstone for the grease or water, whatever to clean it up with. And here's the apple juice I'm using. But I'm going to go out there about every 45 minutes. I'm going to spray these really good with apple juice. And then they're going to sit out there and they're going to actually smoke about 225, I think it is, for 3 hours. And this is the time that when it gets done, they're going to come back in here. I'm actually going to put more of that rub on it. I've got a bottle of apricot barbecue sauce.
And again, you can use any flavor that you like.
Yeah, you can use any flavor that you like,
but this apricot is the bomb, let me tell you.
I'm going to use this entire bottle, pour over it, and then I'm going to use a cup of honey, which
we got from
Permapasture Farms.
Yeah.
So Billy, William, if you guys are watching this,
thank you.
Thank you, and here is your pork belly candy that you so much requested. Unfortunately, I won't be able to ship you any of it, but I'll be sure to eat your share. So, follow me out to the smoker and we'll get these on. Ready? Okay, just kind of a fun fact. We have this, it's a pellet smoker. It's actually a Traeger smoker, which, believe it or not, this thing retails for $1,400. I got it at an auction for $15. I've got less than $200 and we've had it now for, 6 years?
I'm thinking we got this in like 2011. I think no, it was 2013 because I was working at. The guys helped us get it unstuck.
I had to put a few things in it, but like I said, I've got less than $200 into it from start until now.
Yeah, we got it in an Amish auction.
Yeah, like I said, this here retails for $1,400. But anyway, back to the belly. You're gonna take your belly.
So hold on a minute. He put so those are like racks. Just cooling racks that you use for candy. I don't know. Yeah, can you see them? And he puts the belly on those.
But you're going to take your belly, and they say to fix it with the fat side down. That's all I do. Fat side down because usually the fat is where the flavor comes from, but alright, so now once I got the belly on, we're going to put this lid up and actually going to take the temperature, it goes up to 225 degrees. And I've delivered the right kind of smoke for about 3 hours. So we'll see you here in just a little bit. Alrighty, we're checking in. These have been on about 45 minutes roughly. Now it's time to spray them down a little bit with some apple juice to help reinvigorate the moisture, to keep the moisture content out of it. But as you can see, for 45 minutes, that's what they look like right now. So I just want to...
Are y'all drooling? You should be drooling. Because, oh my God.
Like the apple juice just adds an extra layer of flavor and it kind of moistens them up a little bit because this smoker does dry them out a little bit. That does with any kind of meat. I don't care what it is, but...
Oh, they look amazing.
So we'll be back in about another 45 minutes and do it again. Hi, and welcome back. we're at the 2-hour mark, and I'm actually going to do the internal temp of the port. It needs to be 195 degrees right around there. At this point on, I'm going to check it periodically within the next hour if I reach that point, because we don't want them to overcook and be dry. But I'm going to check them now and put some more sauce on it.
Those look good.
Apple juice.
Yeah, I'm drooling.
They're like the biggest one, don't they?
Yeah, he's checking the biggest piece, the internal temperature of the biggest piece.
I'm going to use my instant read thermometer.
We have this little thermometer. I can leave a link.
Well, that's 191.
Oh, you're close. Check. What about this one? That one's kind of big. Oh, the one next to it's kind of meaty.
Only 170. So I'm going to say probably about another 45 minutes I'll be done for this first part of the process. Now I'm going to go back to the apple juice. Apple juice, like I said, it'll help cool down just a little bit to slow it down.
It adds a
But
sweetness
also
to the flavor.
adds a good sweetness, because apple juice and pork, they kind of go together. Even if you're smoking, frosted butt, pork chunks.
That's why everybody likes apple with bacon.
And speaking of pellets, you can buy, if you have a smoker similar to this, take some wood pellets for cooking. You can use whichever flavor that you like, the pellets. I think the last ones I made, I think I had cherry pellets. This time I actually bought pecan flavored wood pellets to go in the smoker.
Looks like rabbit food.
But these are made from pecan wood. Like I said, last one I used was cherry, and they were real good. And I'm going to try the pecan, because I don't think I've ever used the pecan wood for anything before. Usually I go with either hickory or mesquite or apple. And this is actually the first time I've tried the pecan. So I'm going to say probably about another 45 minutes. Come back out and check it again, and then.
So are you going to wait 45 minutes, or are you going to check it like every 15, or?
I'll probably come back here about 30 minutes,
And check it again?
Yeah, about 30 minutes and check it again. And if random pieces are at that temperature, we will go in and we'll go with the next process, and you'll see that. All right, it's been about 30 minutes. I'm going to recheck this now and check internal temperature and see if we're ready for the good part.
Every time you open it, the color changes, and it just looks so good.
That's not bad, because
See, I think when you stick it in the fat, the fat is higher. The meat's lower. Yeah, that's a good one.
197. Let's try.
Maybe we should turn the tray around.
Now they're ready to come off. They're going to go back on here for about 30 minutes. Get all the stuff in the temperature turned up anyway.
Okay.
I'm just going to take all this stuff in.
Y'all can smell that through the screen. It smells amazing. These guys are over here checking out what smoked pork smells like. I don't know. I guess turkeys are probably carnivores too, aren't they? Or omnivores. I don't know. They don't seem to eat all of the stuff like chickens do.
temperature to 300 degrees because this is where the good stuff comes in at. So follow me to the kitchen. Alright, so as you can see, so far, this is what we look like. That's just with the apple honey rub that we put on it. But,
And the apple juice. And the apple juice.
yeah, well, and the apple juice. So now we're going to take this again. And you're going to put more of the rub on it. Break up the chunks. Then we're gonna mix all this back up again. Coat every piece of that with that rub once again. Looks like it's fairly coated, don't it?
Yep. Looking good, Randy.
Then you're going to take this wonderful honey.
From Permapastures Farms.
We're going to get about a cup. Okay.
You can order that honey from permapasturesfarm.com. Billy and Michelle will be happy to send you your very own jar.
Well, it's not going to be quite a cup. But,
Yeah, we've already used some of it.
alright, so normally the recipe, they usually use about a cup of honey for 5 pounds of pork belly. Like I said at the beginning, I hope I said, we only had about 4 pounds. So we got with 3/4 cup of honey. I figured that's plenty. So you're going to take the honey, just pour it in here like so.
Look at that golden goodness.
And then when you get your honey, you're going to take this apricot, however you guys pronounce it, barbecue. I don't know. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to show you smell what it smells like. Or see what it smells like. She knows what it tastes like, but that's the.
I like that. That doesn't have like a typical barbecue smell. You can definitely smell the apricot. I like it a lot.
Well, you're going to take the entire bottle. Like I said, the thing normally costs for 5 pounds, but pour that in there.
And stir it all up.
And get to coat everything really good. The honey and the barbecue sauce and all that extra rub.
Good Lord, that looks good. I believe you could probably eat it right now, but cranking up that smoker.
But since I cranked the smoker back up, we're going to go back out there and put this back on there and we go out there and check it in about 30 minutes. Alright, so I went ahead and I just turned it up to 325. So we're going to just set this back here in the center. Like so. And we're going to go back there in about 30 minutes. And we're going to check to see if it's got that real gooey texture to it. Just looking for the gooey texture. When you pick a piece out, you want it to kind of like string almost. So we'll be back out here in just a few minutes. Alrighty, welcome back. I just went out and took these pork belly candy off of the smoker. And as you can see, this is what you wind up with. Actually, over talking to one of our neighbors, and he's never heard of this before, so I invited him over, and he got a piece of it, and he's like, "Wow, that is really good," because he said he had some pork belly over there, but he didn't know what to do with it, and I explained to him how to make the bacon, and I told him about this right here, and he said, "I ain't never heard of that before." So I brought him over to try a piece, and he really liked it. So this is your pork belly candy. We're actually going to take this over to my brother-in-law's house. And obviously, I've had a wardrobe change. As you can see, leftovers are for quitters, so I guarantee there ain't going to be no more of these left over.
Go ahead.
If you guys like the crispy burn-ins, which we are running out of time because we're supposed to be at my brother-in-law and sister-in-law's house in about 30 minutes or so. But you can take them and put them in your air fryer if you want to crisp them up just a little bit.
How long do you put them in there for?
Preheat your air fryer for at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes. Then you put these in here in single layers inside your basket, and then you only cook them maybe 7 to 10 minutes in the air fryer, and it'll actually crisp the skin up just not real crispy, but enough to make it have a little bit of a crunch to it. So until next time, if you guys like to try this out, go ahead, and if you like the recipe or whatever, give us a like and a follow, and enjoy.